All right. Now we're getting to madness from the Oval. Okay. Obviously, every frame is a painting when Donald Trump is president. Today, Donald Trump had an old lady DoorDash McDonald's to the Oval Office. And of course, hilarity ensued. Let's take a look.
This doesn't look staged, does it?
They're all your favorites.
That's good. These are good. DoorDash is doing a good job.
Like every part of this is so perfectly American, okay? The White House doing a SpawnCon for both DoorDash, which is a byproduct of the gigification of the American economy. The fact that it's an old lady doing the DoorDash itself, wearing a DoorDash t-shirt. The fact that he's also purchasing McDonald's. Every aspect of this is so cooked, okay? It is totally, totally ridiculous, but of course, it's just the reality. All right?
So, the reason for this is the fact that I heard you picked up an extra $11,000 because the tax bill was so good. The refund
Yeah, this is an ad for Donald Trump's, no tax on tips too.
was the biggest you've ever had. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was saving over $11,000 by not having money.
Was that surprising to you?
It was very surprising. Very surprising.
Great big beautiful bill. And that doesn't include overtime in your case. This is only just based on what we did in terms of every other aspect of the tax bill. Right?
Yes, sir.
So it was 11,000 so
Yes, sir.
and that's what it is. The tax cut. It's really, we call it the great big beautiful bill. We should call it the great big beautiful tax cut bill because it's tremendous amounts of money. And that's overtime. That's also on Social Security, as you know.
Yes.
And it's pretty amazing.
Yes, sir.
You're really nice. Would you like to do a little news conference with me? These are not the nicest people. They're not nice like you. You know that, correct?
I'll do whatever you ask me to do, sir.
So the no tax on tips is something special, right?
It's very special.
And that's one of the great things you want to know.
Yes, sir.
So it's such an honor to meet you. And I think you voted for me. You voted? I heard you're a great supporter. We appreciate it. I'll put this over here. And why don't we have a news conference with the press? Want to do it?
Sure.
You don't have to say too much. I think they're looking about hormone straight and various other things. Do you have any questions?
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me.
Bro said, let's have a press conference about the Hormuz Strait with the old lady DoorDasher. Unbelievable, bro. Like, you're the president. How do you not recognize that? How do you not recognize that, like, this wonderful old lady doing DoorDash probably pay for, like, medical bills is devastating. Like, in a normal universe, if we lived in a normal universe and not this abnormal universe that we live in the United States of America where, like, everything is distorted, we would look at that and go, well, that's a policy failure, you know? Why is this wonderful old lady doing DoorDash? What a spectacular policy failure this is. She should be at home, maybe tending to her grandchildren. She should be at home with her kids, with her grandkids. Instead, she's out here doing DoorDash. It's crazy. Actually, her husband's, oh my God, I wasn't even off base. It quite literally was because of her husband's medical bills, dude. Sharon Simmons, the DoorDash grandma, was just a part of Trump's photo op at the White House. Says on Fox News that no tax on tips helped her because she couldn't afford her husband's cancer treatments. Bro, this reminds me of the poverty porn stuff that they blast off, where they're like, child leukemia, a child with leukemia opens up a lemonade stand, or 75-year-old walks to work every day so that the rest of the workers chip in to get him a bicycle so he can bike to work every day. It's like, dog, that's not a good thing. That is a clear-cut representation of how busted everything is. Okay? Americans look to stuff like this and go, wow, how wonderful. What the what the heliante?
Structure of payment is there at DoorDash? How much you get in salary per delivery, and then how much of your income is tips? Can you kind of break it down to us and tell us what this no tax on tips really means for you?
Well, what this really means for me is, as they said last year, my husband, he was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. During that time, I was able to take some time and take him to his appointments and, be there with him. But, as you know, going through treatment, even with insurance, you kind of break the bank. And, we pretty much went through our savings. And so when I found out about the no tax on tips, I was like, this is incredible, because this, it's not going to replace my life savings, but it's going to help certainly with future doctor's appointments and future things that, we have going on.
Sure. How much would, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It means a lot.
How much would
How do these people not realize this is a clear-cut indication that things are fundamentally broken in the United States of America? Like, it's so cooked. People see that and go, oh, hell yeah, what a wonderful story. Oh, isn't my president so nice? It's like, no, man, this is busted. This is actually busted. Like, we're treating regular-ass Americans like cattle. Couldn't wait, had to dig in. Oh, God, Stephen Chung, he's so perfect. I love him. Anyway, he always brings a smile to my face, okay? He's just, I love him so much. He is so rotund. He's so perfectly shaped. He's shaped like one of those SpongeBob starfish characters. Not even a starfish, like, I'm talking about, like, he's so triangular. He's not even rotund. He's triangular perfectly. They literally don't know about another way. This is why Zoran is so important. The first thing we need to do in our politics is to convince them that we can actually do things small. Yeah. Yeah. Heartwarming. American society forces old grandma to work to her grave to prevent her husband from dying. Funniest part is they flew her from Arkansas as a Trump supporter as she was still too embarrassed to admit on camera that she voted for him. Photo of Chung. No, he doesn't look like that. He looks triangular, perfectly triangular. Bubble Bass. I think more of the older generation understood what socialism fights for. We'd have a lot more socialism in this country. We're not talking about the old lady chatter. We're talking about Stephen Chung. Anyway, viewership up by 20%. Looks like the bad press is good press, big doggy. I don't think it's up by 20%. I mean, we're at 36K. And it's a Monday. That's normal. This is a normal amount.
I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and it had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better.
This is him replying to the insane post that he put out there. Someone asked, did you post that picture yourself to pick this Jesus Christ? I did post it. I thought it was me as a doctor and had to do with the Red Cross. Only fake news could come up with that one. It was so unbelievably bad that it was so sacrilegious and so ridiculous and so closely associated with his commentary on the Pope, which was really funny, that he had to delete it because his own fans were losing their minds. Okay? I mean, this photo, like, I don't personally care, right? I don't care. I don't give a shit about what the Antichrist posts, because I care about what he says. I care about what he does, right? I care about what he does more than what he says and how he carries himself. And plus, I'm not exactly a religious person, right? But it is really funny that even MAGA was like, what are you doing, sir? I mean, this is like straightforward sacrilege. Like, you are the Antichrist, man. This is wild. This shit looks like he's healing Jeffrey Epstein. He's depicting himself as God healing Jeffrey goddamn Epstein. What are we doing here? Trump's followers on Truth Social are calling him the Antichrist after his post of an image depicting himself as Jesus. You are mocking Jesus. Mr. President, with all due respect, take this down. You are not Jesus. Even if this wasn't the intention, it's not a good look. Mr. President, I love you, and I think you're a Christ-like figure, but please don't depict yourself as Christ. He's literally in the robes too, zero excuse. I mean, we know exactly what it is, man. We know exactly what the was happening here. And they didn't even wait to get the MAGA hat color logo. Yeah, I personally loved it. I personally thought it was awesome. It was no one is as disrespectful to Christ and Christianity as the Christ lovers themselves, okay? I feel like Christ lovers are unbelievably disrespectful to Christ and Christianity, so-called Christ lovers, more than anyone else. Like the average r/atheism guy could not cook up something so heinous. Okay? This is just maximum disrespect. I don't know what else to say. If you personally believe in the Bible or if you believe in Christianity, you should take tremendous offense to the way Trump is disrespecting your religion. But of course, so many of these people are unbelievably cooked, and therefore they don't care. Okay? Can I be a Christian, also socialist? Something I've been struggling questioning for a bit now. Yes, of course, and plenty are. What are you talking about? Liberation theology is a major part of Christian socialism. Ecumenical Marxists exist. Yes, I mean the Pope was literally a Catholic socialist, and the new Pope is at least very woke. Look, religion is what you make of it, okay? And there are plenty of policies in all of the three major Abrahamic religions that are objectively socialist or socialist adjacent. Jesus Christ himself was, a fairly socialist adjacent figure. You know what's not Christian? Selling a Bible with your name on it. Not that it matters, because people will turn around and be like, well, you don't believe in any of this shit. And it's true, I don't. Okay? But I don't even play that game of like, oh, well, none of these guys believe in the things that they preach. It's like, yeah, no one does. Let's be real, okay? I choose to be honest about my beliefs. I choose to tell you exactly what's what. I'm not playing this game of acting as though I'm a God-fearing Christian who then simultaneously disrespects Christ like this with regular frequency, with both what he says, what he does, and now this personal depiction of presenting himself as Christ. His Holiness Pope Leo, I condemn the insult to your excellency on behalf of the great nation of Iran and declare that the desecration of Jesus, the prophet of peace and brotherhood, is not acceptable to any free person. I wish you glory by Allah. Honoring Pope Leo's fearless stand, I have no fear echoes as he condemns the war crimes of Israel and the U.S. This slogan lights the path for all who refuse to stay silent on the killing of innocents. The Pope leadership inspires millions. Thank you for this insight. Our Chicago Pope, our American Pope that I actually was very skeptical of, has actually been very Pope-like, very Christ-like in this moment. Okay, he has unironically caused me to take back my words. I apologize to the Pope. I was wrong when I thought, oh God, here we go. An American Pope that feels weird, that feels insincere, that feels not very Catholic. I was wrong. The Pope is still carrying on the previous Pope's tradition of being woke. Okay? Doggy literally is Peruvian. Yeah, but come on, man. He's also from Chicago, okay? He lived in Peru for many, many years, but he's also from Chicago. Calm down.
As an example, the 11,000, I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's
He
going
has
through
cancer.
some very serious cancer treatment, so
Yes, sir.
this goes a long way.
Yes, sir. It sure does.
Mr. President, are another round of talks planned with Iran? And if so, will you send Vice President J.D. Vance with?
Well, he's done a good job, and Steve and Jared, they've all done a very good job. And I can tell you that we've been called by the other side. They'd like to make a deal very badly, very badly.
What was the sticking point over? You said it was over nuclear.
It was over nuclear, very similar, yeah, very good. I guess you're listening. It's over the fact that they will never have a nuclear weapon. Iran.
This woman's like, what the Yeah, I mean, he loves doing that. He loves having random people stand next to him. Is always funny. It's always such a weird and indecent exercise, in my opinion. I don't comprehend. I can't comprehend why he does it, but he will forever choose to do that. It's a little bit like a gift for us, I guess, because it creates really, really funny moments, unintentionally funny moments. It's funny when it's Lionel Messi, and it's still funny when it's like a random old lady standing next to him, a random old DoorDasher lady, where he's like, "Come on, let's talk about their Strait of Hormuz."
You marking it down? Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. And we agreed to a lot of things, but they didn't agree to that. And I think they will agree to it. I'm almost sure of it. In fact, I am sure of it.
How come you never tell us you're very good for listening? I'm very good for listening.
Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and we're going to get the dust back. We'll get it back either. We'll get it back from them or we'll take it.
Mr. President, as far as the naval blockade is concerned, what's the end game? Is it to force Iran back to the negotiating table? Is it to open up the strait so that gas prices ultimately come down?
Maybe everything. I mean, both of those things, certainly, and more. We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. And you know, the amazing thing is, we don't, can you believe this? We don't use the strait. We don't need the strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. Think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia, and add Russia to it. Substantially more. And by next year, we'll have double that amount. So we don't need it, but the world needs it. And many ships are heading to our country right now as we speak, to load up with the best. Really, I guess you could say somebody said
every moment she spends not working next to this clown is $1 less for her dying husband. I mean, I'm sure she probably got paid for it, right? Like, that's not, you know.
Best and sweetest. I don't know exactly what sweet is, but when it relates to oil, it's a good thing. But they're coming to our country right now. There are many boats coming to our country now. It could very well be this is going to be settled before then. We've been called this morning by the right people, the appropriate people, and they want to work a deal. They would like to work a deal.
Is it your anticipation, Mr. President, that other countries will assist in this effort to blockade Iran and those?
Yeah, other countries are going to also.
Which countries, sir?
We don't need other countries, frankly, but they've offered the services. We'll let it be known probably tomorrow.
Has the blockade started, sir?
Yeah, started 10 o'clock.
Bishop Robert Barron supports you and your policies. He praises you for defending religious freedom.
Yeah.
He now says you owe Pope Leo an apology. Will you apologize?
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen. So I can't. I think he's very weak on crime and other things. So I'm not. I mean, he went public. I'm just responding to Pope Leo, and you know, his brother is a big MAGA person, and he's a great guy, Louis. And I said I like Louis better than I like the Pope. Now you have to.
What's your percentage on if they even tipped her? I think he gave her $100 tip. He said he gave her $100 tip. I mean, even that's like a little bit crazy. Like, you're the president, you're a multi-billionaire. You have an opportunity here to just like drop a stack on her. You know what I mean? Like, give her life-changing money, and he just won't even take it. It's a great opportunity for propaganda for him, and even then he didn't do it. It's like, that's light work, man. $100. $100 is light work. Strange, you know?
We have law and order in our country, and that's what we have now. We have the lowest crime numbers we've had in a long time, despite the fact that many criminals were allowed into our country, but we've gotten a lot of them out. We've done a great job on crime. So we have the lowest murder rate in 125 years, since 1900, the lowest murder rate. So we believe strongly in law and order, and he seemed to have a problem with that, so there's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. The other thing is he didn't like what we're doing with respect to Iran, but Iran is wants to be a nuclear nation so they can exterminate the world. Not going to happen.
And Mr. President, on Iran, if the deal is not reached by the end of the ceasefire, does your threat from before still stand?
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that, but it won't be pleasant for them. Let me put it that way.
Do you still plan to charge a toll to use the Strait of Hormuz, sir?
Has your timetable changed in any way in terms of ending this conflict?
No, it's going on. Right now, there's no fighting. Right now, we have a blockade. They're doing no business. I didn't like seeing boats come out if they were doing business with Iran, but if they weren't, no boats came out. So now Iran is doing absolutely no business, and we're going to keep it that way very easily. Don't forget, their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. It's a lot.
Do you still want to charge them?
Coming from predominantly going to China, Mr. President, has Xi Jinping reached out and they're going to be...
No, but we have a very good relationship with China. He would like to see this ended also. He certainly wants it ended. Everyone, I want to see it ended too, but we can't give a nuclear weapon to a group of people that have caused nothing but havoc for 47 years. Look, I'm the president that's done something about it. This should have been, and many other presidents regret that they didn't. Yeah, so I'm doing something.
President, Ukraine impeachment documents that were just declassified show that Eric Charanella not only submitted false information, but that he had no direct knowledge of the alleged conversation. It was all hearsay. Do you feel vindicated by those?
Yeah, I do. They're a bunch of crooked people. You're talking about with respect to all of the things that they put against me? Yeah. Well, it's come out that in so many different ways. Thank you very much for that question. I appreciate it. But in so many different ways, the election was rigged. The 2020 election was rigged. We found that out. What you just said is just a piece of that. It's a big piece, but minor, relatively speaking, compared to what they did. They cheated on the election. They cheated on the vote. And they cheated in every way possible. And it's the only way we got an incompetent man to be a president. And he was an incompetent man. Many of the things that we're talking about, even including this would have been settled a long time ago, not now. And it should have been settled by other presidents. But the election was a rigged election. We can't let that happen to our country.
It's concealment of exculpatory information. What should happen?
Well, it's a very serious charge against them and the Democrats. They cheat. They can't get elected with their policy. So their policy is no good.
Grandma's still there, by the way. You can see from her arm peeking over the corner. Very cool. What is this? The Pope pray for peace. Oh, Jesus Christ, young conservatives. What the Pope says, God does not bless any conflict. Anyone who's a disciple of Christ, the Prince of Peace, is never on the side of those who once wielded the sword and today drop bombs. Military action will not create space for freedom or times of peace, which comes only from the patient promotion of coexistence and dialogue amongst the people. Young conservatives immediately turn around and just, I guess, depict the Pope as brown, wearing I hate white people, wearing the Palestine colors, sticker that says, I hate white people, dead brown bodies of color, killed by Israel, not cool. Did you know Jesus was a brown body of color, in parentheses, base, decolonized Palestine, Black Lives Matter, Obama 08. Never seen someone get excommunicated by a community note. I am Catholic. This is not my Pope. You are not a Catholic if you do not accept the Pope, but rather a schismatic. Canon 751. Schism is the refusal of submission to the Supreme Pontiff, i.e. the Pope. Conservatives aren't human. I don't know how you live like this. I don't know how you can be such a hateful little monster. I don't understand, man. What good does it do for you or your mentality, your mental capacity, your state, your personhood? It can't be good to live like this, right? You're just giving yourself maximum brain cancer at all times. Just reactionary ideology is unironically identifying what the most vile thing you can say or do or behave as and just constantly hitting it. It's just vice signaling at this point. It's endless vice signaling. Very strange behavior, okay? It's so unbelievably antisocial. I'm not exactly certain. I'm not exactly sure on who this is for, how this works, who this works on. None of it makes sense to me. I see stuff like this and I think to myself, why are you actively positioning yourself as objectively a repulsive person? Works on his cult? I don't even think, man. I think there's still I think a lot of mainline MAGA would still probably look at this and be like, why are you guys saying that? I just don't think they see it. There are plenty who do, and plenty who lean into it, and plenty in mainline MAGA that just love this shit. They love being repulsive in other ways, I guess. But this is not a sustainable movement. Like, this is just being a villain, like being loud and proud about being a villain. This is like kicking babies in the head. This is Israel. The maximalist version of this is Israel. Okay. How strange. Here's what the Pope said, by the way, when Pope Leo was asked about Trump's criticism, which was really funny. I mean, I love the term. I love the take. The Pope is very weak on crime. Like, that is awesome. Okay. Like, as a standalone statement, that in and of itself is hilarious. Okay. The Pope is very weak on crime. Bro, he's the Pope. Brother, what are you saying? Here was his long rant on Leo. Like, you know, he's just lost his mind. Okay. Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. Yeah, bro. He's the Pope. You are the closest depiction to Satan. Of course he is going to be antagonistic to everything that you're saying and doing. If he is even remotely honest as a religious figure, he has to oppose what you are saying and what you're doing. This, under normal circumstances, is an opportunity for you to think about how you present yourself, the actions that you're carrying out. But of course, we are so far removed from Christ in the United States of America. We're so far removed from spirituality that our main religion has been capitalism, right? A capitalist distortion of what Christianity is supposed to be. That's precisely the reason why he goes, Pope Leo is weak on crime. Incredible statement. What's next? You're going to get mad at him for kissing people's feet? Like, you know what I mean? He's washing black people's feet. Disrespectful. He goes to Africa and he kisses the feet of random people. Like, that's kind of a Pope thing to do, buddy. It's called an exercise in humility. You obviously don't know a thing about that. Yeah. He talks about fear of the Trump administration, but doesn't mention the fear that the Catholic Church and all other Christian organizations had during COVID. What? God, every day that goes by, I get more repulsed by it. I have a revulsion to MAGA conservatism. I already had a lot of smoke for it, a lot of hatred for it, but it's just turning into sheer disgust because I know why he's bringing up COVID. It's that simple. Okay. For so many in his audience, they hear him go, remember when during COVID you couldn't go and pray to Christ in your churches. Remember COVID. It's like, that's enough for so many evangelicals. They go, oh my God. They forget that he was the president when that was happening. Okay. He was literally the president when that was happening for the longest period of time. And on top of that, like, who gives a fuck? What does that have to do with anything going on right now? Anyway, they were arresting priests, ministers, and everybody else for holding church services, even when going outside and being 10 and even 20 feet apart. I like his brother Louis much better than I like him because Louis is all MAGA. He gets it and Leo doesn't. Does he think that the papacy extends to immediate family members? Like, is that what he, like, is there in his mind, is there like shine? Is there some kind of like Pope-like legitimacy to the next of kin or to his brother? Is that why he's bringing him up? Like, I wonder how he operates in his mind. I mean, he has been a firm and committed believer in the transitive property of just like being associated with like an MIT uncle, right? He has done that before. Where he's like, my uncle was in the MIT. My uncle was MIT scientist. My uncle was a MIT scientist, and therefore I'm very smart. It's like, that's not how that works, man. Like, at all. That's so strange. Like, you don't become smart by default because your uncle is, and you certainly don't become Pope by virtue of your brother being the Pope. I don't want a Pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. I don't want a Pope who thinks it's terrible that America attacked Venezuela, a country that was sending massive amounts of drugs into the United States, and even worse, emptying their prisons, including murderers, drug dealers, and killers into our country. And I don't want a Pope who criticizes the president of the United States. I don't want a Pope that criticizes the president of the United States. What the How dare you? We will invade the Vatican and we will restore glory to the Catholic Church, just like they did in the 13th century. That's right. He really is living up to the Mango Mussolini name, though. Like, I will beat the out of the Pope. I will force the Pope to lean in and legitimize my regime, if not by force. Just as I should have been one of the 88 clerics that chose the next supreme leader of the Islamic Republic, I should be one of the people, if not the most important vote for the next Pope. I have profound knowledge of Catholicism as I do Shia Islam, and therefore I should be the man making these choices. We will tariff the Vatican. We will put sanctions on the Pope. Anyway, I'm doing exactly what I was elected in a landslide to do, setting record low numbers in crime and creating the greatest stock market in history, telling the Pope about the greatest stock market in history. Leo should be thankful because, as everyone knows, he was a shocking surprise. He wasn't on any list to be Pope and was only put there by the church because he was an American and they thought that would be the best way to deal with President Donald J. Trump. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. Unfortunately, Leo's weak on crime, weak on nuclear weapons, does not sit well with me, nor does the fact that he meets with Obama sympathizers like David Axelrod, a loser from the left, who is one of those who wanted churchgoers and clerics to be arrested. Leo should get his act together as Pope, use common sense, stop catering to the radical left, and focus on being a great Pope, not a politician. It's hurting him very badly, and more importantly, it's hurting the Catholic Church. President Donald J. Trump. This comic perfectly depicts what's going on. Violence is not the answer. Seek diplomacy, not force. Let us pray for peace. You, what the hell do you know? F off. This is why I say if Jesus Christ came back to earth, evangelical Christians or Israeli settlers would beat him to death with hammers. Okay? Like two of the most violent, repulsive forces on the planet just locked in on their own version of cancerous fascist ideology. If Jesus Christ was like, "Oh, I'm back now, guys. Let's save the planet. You know, let's heal the sick," they'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, libtard. I'll kill you." Oh my god. Yeah. Wow, the woke Marxist Pope is trying to Islamify the Catholic Church. Oh, I guess there's no sanity here, right? I mean, the Pope is a real mover and shaker for, hundreds of millions of Catholics all around the world. I still think he's got motion, right? Does the Pope have motion? He does, right? Do people get mad at this stuff in defense of the Pope? I don't want to lose hope. I want to believe that there are definitely, a billion Catholics out there that are just frustrated when they hear this stuff, right? Dude, you don't remember this study from 3 years ago proving they hate a lot about Jesus? Yeah. Here is Lindsey Graham in 2018.
You could be the Pope and criticize him. It doesn't matter. He'll go after the Pope. You could be Putin and say nice things, and he'll like you. It's not the content of your character. It's whether or not you show him respect and like him.
Yeah, except Lindsey Graham. Okay, this was when Trump was duking it out with the Pope back in the day during the Republican primaries. He wasn't the president yet. And of course, all of the Republicans, all of the institutional Republicans, or no, not in 2018, he said that. Never mind. This is... I guess this was when he was more critical of Trump. He hadn't been fully Trumpified, but even then he was going back and forth. This was the John McCain era of Lindsey Graham. I was thinking like, because there was, okay, so when Donald Trump initially criticized the Pope, it was in the primaries, okay, the previous Pope. obviously that was a ordeal for the Republicans, who at the time were using that as an attack against them, because they didn't want Trump to be president. But in 2018, after Trump had become president, there were still Republicans who were critical of Donald Trump. Lindsey Graham was one of the few, because he was, butt buddies with John McCain, the Maverick himself, right? And at the time, he would still go back and forth. He would still go back and forth on his criticisms of Donald Trump. Back then, the Republicans would say stuff like, "Oh, just don't take him seriously. He's just tweeting. Who cares? Who cares?" Right? Like, that was his take. Back then, his take was, "Whoa, what the? Oh, I just had a brief F on my end." Back then, his take was, "He's just a silly boy. He tweets a lot. Don't take it seriously. Who cares?" Nowadays, they're like, "What now, libtard? Yeah, he said what he said, and I stand by it."
They want to have, open borders. They want to have men playing in women's sport. Do you think that men should play in women's sports?
Buddy, what are you doing? Oh my God, turning around and asking the random old lady DoorDasher as the president, "Do you think men should play in women's sports?" That's crazy. That is unbelievable.
I really don't have an opinion on that.
You don't.
Aha! Damn.
I'll bet you do.
No, I'm here about
Pizza.
no tax on tips.
Yeah.
He didn't like that response. He's like, "Shut up. Just tell me what I want to hear, stupid lady. Give me a moment. Give me an opportunity to talk my shit." Very awkward. Also, low key, that's the average hog as well. The average hog is like, the average Trump supporter is like, "I don't really give a shit about this. Like, can I just get my tip and off?"
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is it your understanding that during this period of time, while the U.S. has instituted this naval blockade, that oil companies will be able to send their oil tankers through the strait, get more oil out from this area?
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing very well there, and I think they're doing very well here. A lot of tankers are coming up here. They're coming in empty and out full. And we have a great capacity to take care of that business.
Ma'am, may we know your name, please? Have you delivered to the White House before?
I have not. My name is Sharon Simmons.
And are the White House good tippers? Do you know?
Wait.
Potentially. Yes, very.
Mr. President, can I ask you something
That's
about
great.
Cuba?
Thank you. You reminded me.
Mr. President, one on Cuba, sir. You previously said that you had no problem with countries sending fuel to Cuba after previously promising to tariff them. What happened? What changed?
Well, we're going to see with Cuba. Cuba's another story. Cuba's been a terribly run country for a long time. It's got a bad system. It's been very oppressive, as you know. And we have a lot of great Cuban Americans, all of whom just about voted for me. And they were treated very badly. In many cases, family members have been killed. They've been beaten up and mugged, and terrible things happened in Cuba. And Cuba's a failing nation. And we're going to do this, and we may stop by Cuba after we're finished with this. But Cuba is a nation that was just been horribly run for many years by Castro.
You said raise up housing rate.
What do you think about that? Do you think we should starve the 10 million Cubans? Don't you love it? Don't you love that they have no electricity? Come on. Trump released the hostage, Lamau. Yeah.
Senator Bill Pulte, regarding those two recent referrals for Letitia James for insurance fraud, do you know if federal prosecutors have evidence to charge?
Well, I don't know. I know she's a very corrupt person. And you're talking about the so-called Attorney General of New York. She's a very corrupt person. That's been proven now.
Yeah, so corrupt that you can't even launch a sham investigation into her, by the way, which you have been actively trying to put together. He's talking about Letitia James, okay? And although I might have sometimes my ideological disagreements with her, she has actually been pretty reliable, pretty solid, okay? It's just, Trump has aggressively pursued her, tried to do lawfare against her, ironically enough, and has failed every step of the way. and it's been pretty funny to watch.
And I know I have nothing to do with it, but they're looking at things all over the place, more than one state concerning her and concerning people like Comey, who's a dirty cop. Comey's a dirty cop, and dirty cops are bad. I love nobody.
He still has like these are like 2020 grievances, man. It's so funny because Jim Comey literally is the reason why Trump became president in 2016. If there's like a singular force that played a major role in Trump becoming the president, it was Jim Comey. And he won't let it go because he became like a liberal hero for not abiding by Trump's ridiculous wishes once Trump was in office. And he's still carrying that. He's still carrying his 2017 grievances. Almost been a decade, man.
Nobody likes the police more than me, the law enforcement.
Yeah, like a third of his voters were like fetuses and don't even remember what Jim Comey did. They don't even know who the Jim Comey is.
More than me, but Comey's a totally dirty cop, and we're not gonna stand for it. Yeah.
The UFC fight that's happening at the White House this summer, the UFC typically numbers those fights consecutively, but should they label this one UFC 1776?
That's a good idea. I'll tell that to Dana White.
White House press pool, man. White House press pool. Fantastic. Love that. Hey, I don't know if you know this, everybody that's at the White House press pool, but he's currently waging a war. He has refused to find a manageable conclusion to this war. The war is actually ripping apart global energy markets. He's added an additional cork, an additional blockade to the pre-existing toll system that Iran has implemented. He can't fight back militarily and open the Strait of Hormuz by force. And you chose to take this opportunity to be like, oh, should the UFC fight at the White House be 1776? It's just like, can we be serious? Can we please be serious, man? Okay, to be fair, UFC 1776 kind of lit though. Trump, do you think men should play in women's sports? DoorDash driver, I don't really have an opinion on that. We just watched this.
I really don't have an opinion on that.
You don't, I'll bet you do.
No, I'm here about no tax on.
Why are you showing me this again? We just watched this happen.
I like that idea. I will say I've been
Yeah, he should ask the grandma, like, what do you think? 1776.
involved with a lot of big events. I have never had an event that's had more interest than the UFC fight that we have right at the front door. Right there, they're going to start building about a 4,500 seat arena. And then in the back, at the Ellipse, we're going to have maybe 100,000, 50 to 100,000 people, I guess. They're building tremendous stages, and you're going to have massive screens of the fight. And it's a very popular sport. But I have never been involved, because of the White House and everything, there's a lot of reasons for it, but we're having a fight at the White House on June 14th, and we're going to have an arena built right at the front door. And if you want, is your husband up to coming, you think? Does he like UFC?
He might.
He has cancer, and he's stuck in Arkansas, man.
If he's feeling good, we'll make sure you come, okay?
That would be one.
The Iranian president is defending the Pope as Trump is attacking him with the out. Dude, that's totally normal. A lot of people don't realize this, but like outside of, ISIS and the overwhelming majority of Muslims have great reverence, great respect for Christianity. Christianity is like Islam in the Abrahamic religions is seen as like the final version, okay? And therefore, Muslims respect Judaism and Christianity. Muslims respect Christ. Most people don't know this. Like, it's not seen as, sacrilegious or whatever and it's not just about Catholicism either. It's like Muslims respect Jesus Christ. They just don't believe that Jesus Christ is actually the Son of God, right? Or God itself. That's the only difference between Christianity. I've talked about this before. But yeah, Jesus is also a prophet in Islam. And as a matter of fact, most Muslims, the overwhelming majority of Muslims probably respect Christ more than respect Jesus more than the average like American Christian does. Isa is his name. It's Musa, Isa, and then Muhammad, Hazreti Muhammad.
Wonderful,
That's
thank
better
you.
than the tip I just gave you. I'll tell you. That's a lot better. But no, if he's feeling good, right? Is he doing okay? Is he going to be okay?
He's doing very well. He's doing very well. He actually, during the process, he wrote a book. And
Go ahead, give him the name. Maybe you'll say.
he hasn't had it published yet, but it's a book on humility, and his name is Leo, and he's just.
Are Muslims allowed to depict Jesus Christ in images? Technically, under Islam, Muslims are not allowed to depict anything or any humans, let alone prophets. Obviously, that has loosened in throughout time, but initially there is no. You're not supposed to in Islam. Initially, there were no depictions of human beings and whatnot, no idolatry whatsoever, because it was. I guess the theological justification for it was that it was supposed to cut out all of the pagan style religious beliefs. In Shia Islam it's fine, or maybe it's different in Shia Islam. Check out the Wired story about you. Wired wrote a story about me.
Good.
Doing good. He's doing great.
How long are you married?
We have been married for 6 years.
Oh,
But we've, like most people, we've been together for over 10. So
that's very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's very nice to say hello to him. He's going to be good.
What religion were you raised with? I'm culturally Muslim. I grew up in a majority Muslim country.
Okay, he's going to get better and he's going to be good.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes,
Well, I want to thank you all, and I especially want to thank you for being here.
Well, I want to thank
it's my
you
starter pack.
for the no tax on tips.
That's good.
It has helped my family out immensely. And
So there's a fact check on this as well. The senior says she made under 22K total income last year, so she wouldn't actually owe any federal taxes and would gain nothing from the no tax on tips policy anyway.
That's a life changer.
So
$11,000.
So even the person, I mean, this is such a sad state of affairs.
$11,000. My tips were over half of my income from last year.
I mean,
So
that's a life changer.
yes, it is. It is. And when like I said, when you're dealing with someone that has gone through
Bro, this shit's so depressing, man. How are people looking at this and being like, wow, how wonderful? It's just so
cancer, and you love them, you don't want to lose them, so you do everything that you can, and you go through your life savings. But this no tax on tips and the help from DoorDash is life changing.
Do you think this is the world's most famous DoorDash delivery?
Maybe. I don't know that I would ever be able to say that I've delivered to anybody else that's been more high profile.
How was President Trump?
Very, very kind.
Do you like the Oval?
Oh, it was beautiful.
It's your first time meeting the president?
Yes.
no.
First time in D.C.
Did you vote for him?
I have. Yep.
In the last election?
Well, I was actually moved, so I hadn't had a chance to change my voter registration. But again, this is about no tax on tips, and that's really what I'm here for.
Where do you live now?
I leave tomorrow night.
No, where do you live?
Oh, I live in Arkansas.
Okay.
Final question for you. You've been very kind, thank you. What do you think this policy, no tax on tips? We've heard so many stories of people getting thousands of dollars back that they weren't planning on. How is this changing the American economy?
It's so funny that she couldn't even say that she voted for Trump. The type of Muslim you are, Lamau, what is this? Oh, I've seen this already. I've watched this before.
Change my mind. No one in this household is Christian. Bear that in mind. In fact, there are people in this household fasting. Everyone claims to be Muslim. And in Ramadan, we have Santa Claus in the middle of the living room. Crusader number 1, Jesus again. Crusader number 2. Ne? Biz Hristiyan mıyız, Müslüman mıyız?
Müslümanız, ne oldu ya?
Niye İsa'nın fotoğrafları var?
Annem o da peygamber ya.
Tamam da peygamberin fotoğrafı koyulur mu?
Deniz konulu Kur'an'da öyle bir şey yazıyor mu?
Sen Santa Claus niye var?
Anneciğim Santa Claus öyle geleneksel. Şirin, ben o dedeyi seviyorum.
Annem yapma bunu ya.
Dedeyi seviyorum. O Santa Claus'la
Ramazan ayında bu yapılır mı şimdi?
I mean, it's funny, but it's also, it nails like Islam in Turkey,
I
even
definitely-
though they're in the UK. They're Muslim Turks in the UK.
Appreciate it.
It's so nice. You know, the one thing that I just in leaving, we've had more good press for a change, having to do with the fact that people are receiving more money from their tax refunds than they
You
ever
guys also say pagan bad? Yes.
thought possible. We had a man the other day got $5,000. Another one got $7,000. They weren't expecting anything like this, and it's because of the great big beautiful bill. And that's why you came, and I really appreciate it. And tell your husband to get better.
I will.
And if he's feeling good, you'll come up and you'll watch that fight.
All right.
June
I
14th.
appreciate it.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Any update on
Thank you.
DOJ, though,
Thank
Mr.
you.
President? Who you want to lead DOJ? Any update on who you want to lead DOJ, who you're going to nominate?
Well, I think Todd, as far as doing a fantastic job, I will say that. He's a great lawyer. I know that because he's been with me a long time. And so far, he's doing a great job.